What's going on? Just wrapped up this episode with Jeff, or Pre-Fire, who's a content creator slash streamer. Probably focuses more on streaming than anything. Who recently announced he is working with J4L. Or maybe not so recently. This episode is going to go up in a couple weeks, so I guess bear with me. But yeah, we talk quite a bit about growing a Twitch channel, building brand, content creation, all the fun things if you're on the content side of things. So take a look at this episode. I think there's a lot of value in it. I think, if you're on the content side of things, or if you're creating any type of content, there's a lot of value in this episode. So if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, also let me know. Have a great day. Hello and welcome to episode number 37 of the After Hours podcast. Here with me today, I have newly announced streamer for J4L, Jeff Ovak. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Of course, man. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Without jumping right into the questions, let's just do a quick background on you, what you do in the space, what streaming typically looks like for you, and I guess the quick rundown.
Yeah, man. So I've been streaming for a year and a half. Still kind of getting the hang of content creating because you got to keep it spicy. So honestly, some things about me. I'm 21. I definitely want to make a career out of streaming, but like I said, you go as you go. Whatever comes around goes around. So I just put my grind in and do what I can to produce good content, and hopefully people enjoy it. Honestly, I thrive off of positivity. I don't like how most Call of Duty streamers are not that way. I try to stay positive, and have a different outlook on streaming and Call of Duty and keeping that positive environment for my stream and my people that enjoy coming in. I have honestly so many things and experiences with streaming that you will never get in person. Met people that you never think you would meet. I just love doing what I do, man. Streaming to me is not just for views and the clout that everyone chases. I'm more looking for a good time and enjoying my time away from work, because I do work 60 hours a week.
Damn.
So on top of that 60 hours a week, I'm also streaming 40 hours. So I'm putting 100 hours a week of streaming and working. And that's a grind, man. Yeah, it takes a toll on and so that's why sometimes people are like, oh, you need to make a schedule. I'm like, schedule would be cool, but
kind of hard to make one. Yeah,
it's hard to make one especially when your stream schedule or when your work schedule changes a lot. You can't consistently be, oh yeah, I'm streaming tonight, and then something happens and I end up working longer. I'm like, never mind. I'm gonna go home. I just worked 11 hours, so and sleep.
What do you do full time?
I am a representative at T-Mobile.
Oh, okay.
So
I can see those hours being crazy.
Oh yeah. So I've had I worked for Sprint for 2 years and then left because I got a better job offer with a company called Zoomies, which most people know about. Pretty big clothing brand. Now they're more streetwear. So worked for them for 6 months and decided to get out of retail because, man.
I feel you, man. I come from Target, so I feel that.
Oh, yeah. So you know how that goes. Yep. So I decided to hop into back into phone sales, man, because commission's hard to, the hourly and commission combined is hard to give up. The money you can make off of that is pretty solid. So.
Yeah, I know. Funny enough, at the time this episode goes up, probably almost 10 episodes ago, I interviewed a gentleman that works for T-Mobile too. So okay. It's a small world, I guess. I've never done phone sales or anything like that, but I totally can imagine that there's some decent money there if you
it's stressful.
Oh, I can imagine that too. Yeah. I was pretty good friends with a couple of the phone reps when I worked at Target, so I definitely,
there you go.
I definitely feel it there. Cool. So without getting into non-gaming and esports stuff, let's just swing it right back.
Sounds good.
So you recently announced, I think the day we're recording this episode, you announced J4L yesterday, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what did that process look like? How did you get linked up with them? How did you hear about them? What do you know about them? Kind of, talk me through that from the beginning.
I've always been a big Call of Duty guy, and so watching Equip and Brad Rice, which are both really good friends of mine, they both stream for him, and I've noticed how supportive J4O is an organization, and I like that, man. It's hard to find an org that actually enjoys coming into your stream and watching your content for you as a content creator.
Yeah.
So I saw that in them and instantly was like, cool, I want to be a part of this org. And so I reached out to Brad. He told me to reach out to, and then I ended up making really good friends with a guy named Snowy, which is good friends with the owner, Matt, which Matt is a dope dude. And we ended up linking up and just playing GBs. So it's just some game battles together. We were just playing like just 3v3 GBs, having fun, and it just like, I was like, man, I want to grind for J4L. So they put me on like a 2-week, 3-week, like just to see how my stream is, how I produce content and see what I can work on. Cause that's their main thing is how can you grow?
Right.
So they gave me about 2-3 weeks and they're like, let's see what you can do and show us what you got. So put about 2.5 weeks in. And then yesterday they did a podcast themselves and it was kind of cool. So I was in there, and expecting like, I knew they were going to do an announcement, but there was an announcement that they were going to make that I thought was just a recruitment challenge. So I was like, cool, I'm going to grind through this recruitment challenge and grind against other streamers. But before they did that, they decided to announce 3 people they wanted to pick up. And it was super lit because I didn't expect it. And like Matt made it seem like, oh yeah, we're just announcing the RC. No. So I'm like, oh snap, let's go. Let's go. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
RC, I'm gonna grind through that too, make my way into J4L. And then he's like, yeah, but he also want to announce people. So it was kind of lit. It's kind of a surprise. I'm just sitting here watching, and he goes, oh yeah, by the way, let's announce the 3 people we're gonna pick up. And I was like, wait a minute. So that anxiety
cool.
of like, yeah, that anxiety of like, I'm like, oh no, please be me. Please be me,
Yeah.
And yeah, he happened to announce me and I was pretty excited about that, man. It was definitely a big step in my streaming. I feel like for streaming in my career because they're a family, man. Like they want to grow together. So like, I didn't join the team really because they have a following or because of people in it. I joined it because they treat you like family. And it's hard to find that as a streamer. You want a home, but they always just care about numbers and all that. With J4L, it's more like, cool, let's find a way to help you grow because we want to grow too. So
yeah. Cool. Now with maybe not J4L specifically, I don't know how many organizations you've been a part of, but like what is the biggest contributing factor to or for a streamer like yourself who at the time prior to yesterday was on your own? What is the biggest thing you're looking for in an organization to work with?
So I feel like as me as a content creator, I can't speak for a lot of content creators because I don't know their intentions. But me as a content creator, I look for support, man. I want an organization that's going to come in and go, cool, not just retweeting the tweet. Cause that's cool and all, but
yeah,
I build my content based off of, what I do. So I don't expect them to be like, and my social media, I build myself to bring my community around. So I expect when I tweet, yes, I love the retweets because it also reaches out to their side of the community, but it's more like them supporting. So like coming into my stream, like as they're in here right now, they come into my stream and they go, hey, what's up? Just talking in my stream, interacting, that brings more people into my chat, and the interaction is what I strive for. I want to be able to talk to people, see how people are doing today. Like, cool. Why do you think I'm funny? What do you enjoy about my stream? And when they come in and see what I'm doing, they get to see like the content creator side of me, not just the Twitter side of me. We're like, cool, I'm live, so
yeah,
it's kind of nice. That's the main thing I look for as a content creator. You should always look for a team that comes in and actually watches your streams and puts the time in to see what kind of streamer you are to help you build your content.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, case in point here, and this is a live stream. They are in here. So I think this is a perfect example. Before I ask the next question, how many organizations have you been a part of?
So this will be my 4th organization.
Okay. Is it common is it common for it to be this way across the board that you feel, or is it is this what really is one of the things that separates an organization from just kind of a mediocre organization and like going the extra mile, getting involved in streams?
Oh yeah. No, and that's the thing is that most organizations don't realize that, but most content creators don't care about like you retweeting their tweets. They do, but like the main thing is just that support, because most orgs will just go, cool, if I throw them a retweet, that's going to be enough. But then you think about it as a content creator, you're putting them in your bio, every tweet that you put out when you're going live, they're in it. And on top of that, when you're streaming, if someone asks you what org you're streaming for, they find out, even if they don't support that organization, they find out from you on your stream.
Yeah.
What org you're part of. So you're trying to reach their fan base out, but if they're not coming in and showing you love, and that one extra viewer helps. Like people don't understand that. And that one extra person chatting helps because people are in your chat lurking and they see, oh, cool, his organization's in here talking.
Yeah.
I love this org. I'm going to get in part of this chat. And then all of a sudden you have 6 people talking instead of just, one person that's just sitting there lurking, and they get interactive with the stream. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. I mean, definitely coming from, I mean, by no means am I gonna advocate that I'm a streamer or anything like that. I throw the stream on occasionally.
Uh-huh.
I love talking to people and all that, but coming from like the consumer side of a stream, I'm definitely not the type of person that chats. I will just watch because I like your personality or whatever it is.
Right.
But when somebody gets in there and is provoking conversation, I'm a lot more apt to get involved in that conversation.
Right.
Like obviously the streamer is there to entertain. They they turn their stream on because they enjoy entertainment, or playing or talking to the chat or whatever the case may be. But it makes it a lot easier for there to be a, it's like the difference between having a one-on-one conversation and having a group conversation. There's a lot less dull time or whatever the case may be. So I think that's a really, really important aspect to building a stream team, supporting your team. Just get involved. Talk to your guys or girls and just hang out with them. Whenever you can,
and have a good time.
Yep. Like obviously, you don't run an organization under the notion that you're going to be at everybody's stream at every single time. Because at the end of the day, the people who run the organization probably have other things that they have to do also. But at the same time, there's plenty of time in the day. You don't have to be there for the entirety of the stream. If you run an 8-hour stream, don't necessarily need to be there for the full 8 hours. However, if you can, great. But if you pop in every couple hours or whatever, say what's up. I think that goes a long way, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. And that's the thing that separates J4L from a lot of organizations, is that they actually care, about what you're talking about and what you're doing, and they support you. They show you the love that most teams, in my opinion, don't. So I feel like that's the main thing I look for in an org, and it's hard to find. It is, and most streamers will just pop back and forth between streams because they're like, cool, I joined, got some followers off this org, let me find another one. And I feel like that just turns into like a thing where who wants to work with that streamer when they're doing that,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I guess there is the positive of that your number goes up, but at the same time, it's like, you can't go into a relationship like that strictly focused on the numbers, because at the end of the day, those numbers don't mean anything, or they may not mean anything if you're not affiliated with that organization, because for all the 11 people that follow you the day you jump on, you announce that you're with J4L, your first stream, 11 as an arbitrary number. But those 11 people may just be following you because they love the brand. And then you go and jump to some other organization, and then they'll unfollow, or they'll just be a ghost follower, whatever the word is. So, while you should be focusing on, working with J4L, you got to focus on your own content too. You got to make sure you're there for you and providing your own quality content.
And they understand that. That's my favorite part about them, is that they know that there's a difference between your brand and their brand, and that they're just there to move you through the process of becoming a better streamer and a better content creator. And that definitely is a positive to me.
Yeah. Cool. Now I want to get a little bit deeper into like Twitch streaming in general, or streaming in general, not necessarily just on Twitch. I guess it's applicable anywhere. So you've been streaming for a year and a half.
Yes,
what do you think in your year and a half, maybe what is the biggest thing you've learned that you've implemented that helps your growth? I guess not necessarily long-term, because we're only a year and a half in here, but that has been successful for you and has helped you grow as a streamer.
Consistency. So when you say you're going to do something, and social medias, man, social medias are huge. Like, people don't, a lot of content creators don't understand that, but your Twitter and your Instagram and stuff like that, you should be constantly posting content from your stream. So people see that and they go, wow, this guy's funny. This guy's good at the game. He's entertaining. So that's someone I want to go check out next time he goes live. So that's my biggest thing, is that you gotta get into social media. You got to be able to promote your brand. And that's some things I feel like some content creators, if they did, they would be insanely, grow. They would grow. Their growth would be insane. And so, and then there's consistency when you're live, make sure you're talking to your people, thanking the people that come in there and watch you. Like, hey, thank you for wanting to watch me. Thank you for enjoying my content. I'm glad that you like what I do. And I appreciate that, because if I have my energy, and you got to keep the same energy. So if I have one person in my stream, my energy is going to be the same as when I have 12 people in my stream,
Yeah.
Because if you don't keep it consistent, people go, well, what happened to this guy that was talking, and reading the chat the whole time, and now he's got 12 people in here, and now he's not.
Yeah.
And then like, and the thing is like, because when you play competitive Call of Duty, you sometimes can't like pay attention to your chat the whole time. So you gotta like update your chat, like, hey, I'll get back to you guys after this round or after this map. I'm gonna be a little focused up here. So if I don't respond to your things, I'll get back to it once I get a chance, so that people don't think you're just ignoring them. You gotta acknowledge your chat.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Something you mentioned. So, I mean, you opened up with consistency, and I think that's super important.
Mm.
And you said having the same amount of energy if you have no viewers or 12 viewers. Now,
Mm.
I guess, how often do you normally stream?
I
I'm
usually
sorry.
stream it. No, you're fine.
I meant how long. I asked how often,
How
but
long?
how long are your streams typically?
Streams they're usually anywhere from 3 to 8 hours. It really depends on like what I'm doing and how long and when I'm live. So like if I come home from work, and I worked an 8 hour day and I'm already tired, I'm at least gonna give at least 3 hours. My
Yeah.
minimum is 3 hours because I have to at least so people have time to come home and watch my stream or
Yeah.
see my content, and so I usually try to keep it around 3 to 8 hours.
Okay. Now, I guess on this is, I like that you have that gap of 3 to 8 hours. Now, I'm assuming, now correct me if I'm wrong, you do that, you'll stream from like a 3 hour or shorter stream because you're tired and you know that you can't put a full 8 hours
Right.
in because you know
Right.
you don't want to provide crappy content. I'm assuming,
Right,
right?
exactly. And
Okay.
your content, you can't keep consistent content. If your energy's low, and I come home and my energy's already low, but I have enough energy to get me through a 3 hour stream, and I
Yeah.
can get it, and it's a good consistent one. I know I can stream, and people are going to come in and go, hell yeah, that's Jeff Prefire, the one that has the energy and has really high energy and good vibes.
Yeah.
That's what I want to keep consistent because people keep coming back for that energy. And then if you start losing that and you start doing streams without that energy, then it starts to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, and this is something that a lot of streamers I think can utilize or like think about before they go and stream a 16-hour stream because they want to put in the numbers.
Right.
There's plenty of times that I've seen a smaller streamer or a streamer that's not as big, whatever the case may be, they're trying to put their numbers out. They're just going to turn a stream on for 16 hours and play Fortnite and just think that they're going to be the next
Right.
big streamer. But in reality, like you could do a lot more damage on the growth side of things if you're doing 3, 4, 5 hour streams, super high octane, high energy, crazy entertainment value streams, than you would 2 or 3 16-hour streams a week.
Right.
Now, you've probably, I mean, in a year and a half you've probably done at least 100 streams, right?
Oh, easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So say 100 streams, out of that, if you could, I mean, this is probably super random to remember. Would you say your more successful growth-wise streams are your shorter ones or your longer ones?
Honestly, so my shorter ones usually do better.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because I'm not live as long.
Mm-hmm.
So people try to catch as much as they can.
Okay.
And so like they come in and they go, cool, Jeff's live. He's gonna be live for a little bit. And I usually tell my stream beforehand, when I pop the stream on, I go, hey guys, I'm probably gonna be live for around 3 hours. Like I'm not gonna do a long stream tonight. I'm just gonna get some time in, play some games, and talk to you guys. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go send you over to somebody else that's got the same energy. So you can go, meet new people. So yeah, I try to keep it consistent, but my shorter streams usually do better. I've had multiple times, where I'm in the middle, like I'm an hour in and I have 6 people in my chat, and 2 hours later, I still have 6 to 8 people in my chat. I get 2 more other people in there. And then when I do 8-hour streams, I'll start off with 6 and finish with 2 or 3, because people after a while want to switch up the content.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like, and it based off of what I'm doing, they'll come back or they'll switch between. But normally people go, cool, I've been in the stream for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go somewhere else,
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like it's been more growth and more people come in on the smaller streams. But it also just depends on like if I'm streaming at the same time every day, it would be different. But I don't, so I have to work with what I got.
Cool. Now the like obviously you're on Twitch, so that's your broadcasting platform for the live aspect. Now,
Correct.
How do you communicate to your your viewer base, your fan base, whatever the word is that you're going to use? How do you communicate to them that you're live, that you're on Twitch, whatever the platform is? What do you do typically?
So I have a consistent live tweet that I put out.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time when people come in and they follow me, if I get a follow, I'm like, hey man, welcome to the stream. go check out my Twitter, you know, and I have my panel that has my Twitter. I have it in my chat.
Yeah.
And so that they'll go follow my Twitter. So I'm going, you know, if you catch me there, man, that's when you're going to see when I'm live.
Cool.
And then I also, if they have it set, but now Twitch changed it to where it's like you have to actually physically turn it on. If they have my notification set to when I go live, then I always have a thing like, hey, Jeff Prefire is live. Come catch the stream. So I have something like that too that sends out that notification, but that's based off of what the viewer wants that on or not.
Sure.
Which obviously, if you're following 100 people, you don't want everyone's notification.
Yeah.
So yeah, I usually try to keep Twitter and that social media is usually where I reach, you know, and say, hey, I'm live on Twitter. Come check me out. I'm playing blah, 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 blah with blah, blah, blah. So
now in your stream, so say you're doing an 8-hour stream, you're running, do you play the weekly 1Ks or whatever, 2Ks?
So I don't, because I can't ever find a team that's on at the same time as me. And so it's mainly just, I have one person that I play with a lot, which is my duo. We get on every night because we both have a consistent work schedule.
Gotcha.
So we both get on around the same time every night. And so I at least play with the one consistent person. And so people come back for that content.
Yeah.
To see, cause like, oh, cool. You know, Jeff's playing with, you know, who today, let's go catch that stream. Cause usually when they're together, they're high energy and they're usually winning. So
is his name, you know who, or did you just throw that in there?
No, I just it's his name's Rice Live.
Okay.
That's
right.
I call him my dude. I've known the dude for since at least 3 or 4 years now, and we've played like every day. You know, so it turns into one of those things where he's not even just a friend to me anymore, he's a brother. So
cool.
And actually, you know, we have a couple plans of him moving in, so that's kind of
sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
spoiler.
Right, a little plug in there, but so his plan is to move down here from
cool.
Canada.
Now when you like, I guess the reason that I was asking, where was I going? The reason I was asking how you push out that content. So like, if you're going to have an 8-hour like session with him or anybody, I guess, and it's going to be, you know, 8 hours of you literally grinding wagers or something. In between those wager matches, are you like, hey guys, you know, heads up, I'm still live, whatever, like every couple hours, or what does that look like?
So normally what I'll do is I'll throw out my first tweet and then I'll sit there and I'll retweet with a comment. So I'll throw a little overcast of my tweet and go, hey, we're up 2-0 wagers right now. Come catch the next match. We got another one versus blah, blah, blah. And if I know the person's Twitter that I'm going to play against, I usually, you know, throw their Twitter on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Cool. Now, do you find that, or have you always done that?
Honestly, no, I didn't do that before. I wasn't huge on social media when I first started streaming.
Oh, okay.
And I started to learn slowly that social media is your best friend.
Oh, hell yeah. Now, did you, when you first got into the social media aspect of streaming, were you at a point where you were a little concerned with like being annoying or spammy or whatever the word is, with consistently posting, and what got you over that hump of being like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to post it?
So at first I was always like, you know, I'll throw out one tweet and then I don't want to spam people's Twitter feed with my stream, you know, because most people get annoyed by that and start unfollowing me.
Right.
So what I learned is a lot of people are more attracted to, if you have like a lot of streamers like nowadays will come up with like a video of like is live now.
Yeah.
More people find that more attractive on their TL for some reason, because it's like a cool little image, you know, of like, cool, Jeff's live. So that's why I always do the retweet with comment, so that it's not a comment underneath and it's posting twice on your TL. It's posting just once and it's just like reposting when I posted.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I learned that that's more effective. I try not to spam too much. I usually probably put out 3 or 4 tweets and then I leave it. And sometimes maybe it's just 1 or 2. It just depends on, you know, what I'm doing and how long I'm doing it for.
What's interesting, something I've been thinking about, I guess for my own personal content, which is not really related to streaming, just posting in general on a consistent basis. I was always, I guess back in the day, before I focused on any type of content, I was always nervous that if I posted too much, people would be like, wow, this guy's an idiot, and unfollow me, and I'd lose my numbers and whatever.
Right.
But what I've noticed, I don't know how recent this update is with the Twitter algorithm, but it's a lot more like Instagram now, in that people that interact with my content or your content, whoever's content on a regular basis, the people that are more consistently interacting are the people that are going to see that content. So you know how you open up the feed and the top isn't necessarily the top, it's like the in case you missed it section, and like, you know, your favorite Fortnite player posted a piece of content, you guys missed it because it was 8 hours ago, and then you get to the chronological order stuff. So I think based on that algorithm, like people, or the algorithm will almost naturally filter out content that you're not into. So
Right.
I guess the reason I'm getting in this direction is because if people, the more you post, the more your diehard fans are going to see it. So I think,
Right.
don't hold back.
Yeah, and the cool thing is too about that is now is that if the more, and I noticed that more people that watch your content, if you're commenting or like retweeting your tweet, they're gonna see it and then they usually go, "Cool, he's still live." Because
Yep.
if you see someone's tweet from 3 hours ago and it says they're live, you're not gonna click on it because you're like, "Cool, is he still
Oh, yeah.
streaming?"
Yeah.
Because most of the time you're like, he's probably not streaming anymore, or probably not. So I try to keep that consistent with that too because that is true. The algorithm, oh my goodness. So yeah, with that, it's just like everyone gets to see it, and mostly like people see more interactive tweets. So like if people are commenting and retweeting, and they're usually your TL, it pops up with that tweet that's been like retweeted multiple times and commented on because they want you to see like the interaction that's going on your TL.
Of course. Yeah. So we got into consistency and that being one of the best ways to grow. Do you have like a second follow-up type of piece of advice that people could utilize to grow a channel?
Grow, support other streamers.
So like
when you
like networking or just like
okay. So when I finish a stream, I'm gonna find someone to send my people over to, because then usually people see that and they go, cool, this guy is he's supporting what I do and he has a similar way of what I do, so I know my viewers will like him too. So normally people come in, some of the, you find smaller streamers or bigger streamers, it doesn't matter, and you go and host them, and you go, cool, here man, go watch this guy, he's killing it today, go check him out. And people see that and they go, cool, so let me go check this guy's Twitch out, see what he's about and what he does. And, maybe I'll hit him with the host, or maybe I'll just go in there and follow and talk to him a little bit and thank him for, hosting me last night and coming to talk to me. And you just got to talk in people's streams, man. Networking, like you were saying, like when people are tweeting out that they're going live, maybe hit them with a retweet and be like, go check this guy out, he's great. Because then people see that and they go, cool, this guy actually enjoys supporting people and networking with other people and talking, because it's hard. And then collab with people.
Yeah.
Work with people.
I think collabs are cool. I mean, there's a ton of different ways you could do that. To medium-sized growing channels, whatever it is, like you're just gonna funnel energy back and forth between each other, and that's look at obviously massive examples here, but like Courage, Tim the Tapman, Ninja,
right,
like that crew,
that group of people,
just, right? I mean, I don't consume near as much live content as I used to, but like. At one point it would be that it would be a rotating 3 channels on my like second monitor. It'd be between the 3 of those guys when I was really big into Fortnite or whatever the case was. So you just naturally, you're helping each other out there. Now,
no, exactly.
I want to get a little bit into now what's the difference between like follow for follow crap and like networking? Like true,
so
like, relationship building.
That's a good one, because you don't just go in, like I noticed that people do it with me and they come into the stream and they go, hey man, I'm gonna follow you if you could follow me back at Twitch. That drives a streamer insane. I know, because as a streamer, for one, not only are they interrupting what you're doing on your stream, and they're coming in, they're trying to bring people to their stream, right?
Yeah.
So a follow for follow thing, I feel like is more like it's just a ghost follower, like we were talking about earlier. They're gonna follow you, but they probably will never come and watch your stream.
Right.
If they're not talking and communicating like and networking like you're supposed to, like having a full-on conversation with somebody, getting to know a streamer is a lot different than just going in their stream, going follow for follow, and then back and then leaving. Because that doesn't do anything. That's just like, you don't know the person. Like when someone comes to my stream and does that, I'm like, cool, I probably won't follow you back because you didn't even talk to me. You don't even know what I'm about. You just came in my stream and you were hoping I would follow you back.
And odds are they drop that follow for follow text line in there and then follow you and then leave and hope you follow them back.
Exactly. And it's like, and that does nothing. It does nothing for me or him. He followed me and I appreciate the follow, but that follow is just going to be sitting there. And then not only does it add to my followers, it shows that that's one less person that follows me that's coming to watch my stream.
Yeah.
And then analytics, as a streamer, you look at your analytics to see like what you've been doing and how you've been progressing. It's like, cool, I had 5 extra followers this month, but none of them come to my stream, So yeah, there's a big difference in that. And I feel like a lot of streamers don't understand why people get so mad about that. But in my personal opinion, it's because it's not doing anything for me or that person. Like it's not a two-way street. It's not like, oh, cool, I'm gonna follow him back and then never go to a stream. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm 100%. I was an abuser of that concept when I thought I'd be the next big streamer, because I had to drive. I was going to put everything in, blah, blah, blah. And it just didn't work for me. And then I was like, well, what am I going to do to boost my numbers? And then I was like, oh, I'm going to be this I'm going to do all this follow for follow crap. All these people
Mhm.
are going to follow me. And then, all right, cool. I got 100 new followers. And now you're all going to be here when I go live, right? And then, no, they have the same mindset that you do.
Right.
So, I mean, like, where the big thing with me, I learned very quickly that follow for follow is, aside from the fact that it's globally recognized as ineffective, for me,
Mhm.
I picked up on it super quickly because, like, it was great. Like, my first goal was like hit 100 followers and get, a certain amount of consistent viewers and,
Mhm.
get affiliated or get affiliate on Twitch or whatever it is. And
Right.
one thing led to another, and I hit my 100 follower mark, and I was like, this is cool. I was like super hyped because I set my goal super, super low, and I cheated to get there because I did this follow for follow, and like I thought once I hit 100 followers, like that'll be it. I'm gonna take off, and nothing happened. I went from my 98 follower stream to my 102 follower stream, and there was no difference. Like there was
Right.
3 people max in the chat, and it's what people don't understand is that there's no fast way to get to where you're wanting to go at a massive content creation scale, whatever the word is, whatever type
Mhm.
of product you're trying to provide. There's no quick way to do it. Although, some people look like they explode overnight. People think Ninja exploded overnight. People think that there's, a ton of streamers now that explode overnight, but nobody sees all the stuff that they do behind the scenes, off stream,
Right.
whatever the case is. So, I whatever it is, there is a grind, and
Yeah.
all I guess I'll say on that is, there's no cheat code to getting to any type of success.
Right. There's no working your way into a friendship with somebody. So yeah, I notice a lot nowadays that streamers try to work their way into a friend, like a group
Mm.
of people. And it's like that's not how it works. You can't just like become friends with, let's say, let's stone name out there. I'm not gonna be able to sit back and now I'm part of J4L, right? I'm not gonna be able to go in there and just be like, oh cool, Equip, let's play, man. Because Equip
Yeah.
has a very good following and he has a very good stream and he brings in a lot of viewers.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be able to just hop in there and become best friends with Equip and hope everyone wants to watch me. That's not how it works. Like people try so hard to just like pull in friendships based off of just trying to grow their brand. And that's not how it works. You have to, the mutual thing has to go like, okay, cool. We're cool. What can I give you, to show that I'm not here because I just want what you have?
Yeah.
Because that's not how it works. You build your own followers, you build your own people. Because me and Equip are not the same person. We don't have the same energy. Like I'm not going to go into a stream the same way he does. I'm not going to stream the same thing that he does all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So and so people are going to want to watch him for certain reasons as they want to watch me for certain reasons.
Of course.
So and of course, Equip is an amazing streamer, and I will take tips from him, and I will watch the guy's stream to see what he does, and maybe switch up the content a little bit and try to attract more people. But I would never like ever ask the dude, oh, go, can you host me? Like
Yeah.
that thing gets that gets annoying for streamers like that because it doesn't do anything for you. Like if he hosts you, normally what happens is when you get hosted by a huge host, you lose over half the viewers in a matter of seconds because he hosted you to be nice, like he's not because you have the same content. And sometimes you do have the same content and people will stay and see that and you'll get followers from the host, but most of the time they don't come back because they came there because Equip wanted them to come check me out.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
So I think streamers got to realize that they got to put in their own work. They got to find their own community and build their own relationships with people that like to watch them, and they can't just try to force it.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Now I want to spin this into a like similar but a little bit different direction.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on this is a big one, and I would like to collect your thoughts on it before I put my 2 cents in. Engagement group chats on specifically Twitter DMs.
Okay, so like the plug chats and the support
chats. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know what there's a better word for it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, so I see those all the time. Personally, man, I've used them a couple times. Because what it does is it brings more interactions to your tweets and it gets your tweets more out there.
Yeah.
It has its positive and negatives. I feel like depending on what chat you're in, like if you're supporting like stuff that has nothing to do with like what you do, and you're going in there and you're liking like a bunch of Fortnite tweets. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because that doesn't like me spamming and having those interactions with people saying, "Oh, cool, you liked a Fortnite tweet." It's kind of like, cool, this guy doesn't play Fortnite.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about Fortnite.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, and there's positives to it too. Like I said, it brings interactions and impressions, and nowadays impressions are huge.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed a lot of partnerships don't pick you up without a certain amount of impressions.
Is that how it is now, huh?
Yeah, I've a lot of companies, and not all companies do it, but there's multiple companies like bigger brands that I've spoke with that are like, cool, your impressions have to be at this in order to work with us.
Huh.
And honestly, I usually steer away from those because I feel like if that's what you're worried about is how many likes I get on Twitter, then what does it say about you as a company? Usually that means that they're going to give me a 10% discount. That's it. Like
Yeah.
they're not going to work with me. And
Yeah.
so, and as a streamer, that does nothing for you. You want your fans to actually be able to go into a brand. For one, you should always be able to sample the brand out. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I definitely, I guess I can attest to those group network, whatever. I guess there is a ton of different words for them. Obviously at the end of the day, I look at them as an engagement group chat. I come from I do some photography on the side. So I've always been invited into those, and they were considered engagement group chats for Instagram.
Yeah.
But I've seen them here too, specifically for Twitch streamers, and I guess just regular Twitter content posters. So I figured you'd heard of them, but I agree. They're definitely going to help with engagement. I mean, yes, engagement, but also impressions. Like obviously, anybody with thousands of followers retweeting something is going to throw your impressions way up. But they're fake impressions too. Like another thing to consider is like
they're not people that actually enjoy what you're tweeting.
Like, because if I retweet a piece of content from you and everybody that follows me is more into businessy type stuff, and your piece of content is more for entertainment, they're gonna be like, well, what is this? Like, I don't even follow any of this type of content. It's like, not that that's the case, but like, there are more extreme examples. But like, there's, I don't know. I think there's a lot of, I guess the positive of these chats is the raw impression, which can help you land that partnership. But at the same time, like I said, it's kind of back to the ghost follower thing for follow. It's kind of like that.
Yep. So then all those impressions are people that are not coming into your stream. So as a Twitch streamer, they're not beneficial to you.
Yeah.
The only thing that about those chats that I think is beneficial is when you post a clip of your content. And then then you have people that impression it, and then the impressions go up, so other people see it that actually watch your content, and people that want to see content like that. And it goes. That's the only thing I think that benefits of that. I don't feel like as a Twitch streamer going into those chats and posting your live tweet is going to do anything for you, because no one's going to click on that stream. They're just liking it because they have to.
Yeah. No. You mentioned. I like that you mentioned that, a clip of your content. Something I've been doing. I like every piece of video content that I've posted has been a clip of this podcast. And I've seen stupendous numbers come out of it. Not that I do, 100, I've posted 100, 150 videos or anything like that, but how often are you doing like not necessarily like a highlight montage, but more like you hit some nasty 1v2 in gunfight or something, and you posted that content?
Honestly, I try to do that consistently. I always try to have it a Twitch clip, because for one, I want people to know that that's from my stream.
Yeah.
That's raw footage. I don't like to edit it around. Obviously, montages are important because people want to see how good you are. For competitive Call of Duty, it's not as important because most people come to see your win and loss, how much you've won and how good you are in certain situations. So I try to keep it consistent, man. I've gotten pretty known for winning a lot of 1v2, 1v3 situations and like S&D and for a lot of money. And people see that and they go, I want to watch this dude live. I want to see why he's so good and what he does to be so good. So honestly, those clips I feel like are very important as a streamer, because not only is that building your social media, people like what your clips are and then coming into your social and liking your stuff and following you and then checking out your stream to see that content live.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. I would definitely, the first thing you said was consistency is the best thing to grow your channel. I would say that. And then like making this micro content from your stream, cause you stream for, call it an average stream is like 6 hours, say, for you, I would assume somewhere around there. So like call it 6 hours. You could pull, tons and tons and tons and tons of content. Even if it's just, say you hit 3 or 4 crazy 1v2 clutches, you hit, a full breakdown, a comprehensive round breakdown of a search and destroy. Just you put the whole clip of a round 11 that you just smoked some team or whatever. Like there's so much micro content that you could post, and like it never gets old. It always will resurface at some point on social media, and people will always be interested in looking at that stuff. And then you rinse and repeat depending on what type of industry you're in. If you're into Fortnite, if you play Gears of War, if you play League of Legends, whatever it is, just like do that.
Just
rinse and repeat.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the thing, is that my goal is to at least post one clip a night for my stream, at least one.
Yeah,
I agree. And then sometimes I have some in the back pocket, and I'll post 3 in a night, and people are like, "Oh snap, he did a lot tonight," And I try not to just be strictly off of like stuff I did in the game. Sometimes it's just something funny that happened in the stream. I fell on my chair, or something crazy happened. Oh yeah, because people see that and they're like, that's lit. That's good content. That's funny. This guy is a good, like, he's funny.
He's got
He's super
personality.
fun.
Yeah.
Right. This guy isn't just playing Call of Duty, like just straight staring at my screen the whole time. Like I sit here and I just have fun with my stream. I do something that's pretty good that a lot of people enjoy, and I have these glasses, these goggles, and I throw them on every time I start a stream, or like if I do something crazy in the game, I'll put them on, or like if I'm having fun and we're destroying the other team, I'll throw them on and play with them on, and it's just funny. Like,
are they like ear goggles, or are they like just regular?
They're like a visor. It's like a huge visor that I have that like covers my whole face. It's funny, and people love it. Like I'll tweet out like, "Yo, the stream's live," blah 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 blah. And it'll be me with the goggles on, be like, "The cracked out goggles are on, baby. Let's go, come catch us," and like just stuff where people come in and they laugh as soon as the stream's on, or like when you do something good, like the streams, they're laughing too, because like not only are you excited about what you just did, but you want to bring content. You have to find a way to bring content, because if you don't and you start to get boring, you start losing like your community. People stop coming to watch you. And
do you have them? Do you have them right now?
I do, actually.
Yeah, I had to expect that to be the next question.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for the audio only listeners, in post, visualize basically a giant shield wrapped around a man's face is what this looks like.
Oh yeah. So just,
these those are pretty cool though, and I'm assuming you could see through them. It's just it alters the color.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
though.
So yeah, I can see right through them. It's almost like sunglasses, but I won't lie to you. I've tried to play with them on, and it's very hard because it can start to hurt your eyes staring at the screen with those goggles on, because they're supposed to be the sunglasses almost.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say there's. I think I only know of one streamer. There might be a couple of knockoffs at this point, but Dr. Disrespect, he always wears, like, how does he do that with a pair of glasses the entire time?
That guy is another piece of content that a lot of people can't compete with. That's definitely a dude that I look up to as a content creator, because you're constantly laughing. The guy's winning and he's funny.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
How do you?
I agree.
That guy. That's why that guy does what he does for a living, because he knows what he's doing. And but the thing is that he's smart with it. He puts his money back into his stream.
Oh yeah.
Like overlays and like the crazy stuff that he has, like with the Lamborghini, like that's unmatched, man. No one else does that in the community. Like, and then, I mean, people are trying to do it now, because they see how much success it's brought.
Yeah. I would say definitely, don't get me wrong. All of that stuff is great. He does his live production that I'm pretty sure he handles almost all entirely himself is done phenomenally. He put a crap ton of money probably into all that work, unless he did it on his own, because I know he does game design or level map design. So he may have done some of that on his own, but
probably.
And that definitely puts him leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else as far as the content value. But that doesn't mean that if you did the exact, like if the next person did the exact same thing and thought they were going to be as entertaining as Doc, they're gonna win, because it all starts with the personality. And that guy, I could watch that guy stream with a box webcam with no overlay or anything like that. And he would still be one of the most entertaining people.
No, 100%. I love watching Dr. Disrespect. I don't even play any of the games he plays, and I still sit there and go watch him for hours, because the guy's actually entertaining and he has a good personality. And I don't think some streamers don't understand, and some people aren't made for streaming, and that's just the cold heart about it, is like some people are, and some people people match with people's personalities, but I feel like some people just don't like have fun streaming. And if you're not having fun while you're streaming, then don't stream, like, because you're not going to get on twitch.tv and be famous all of a sudden, like you're not just going to become some big streamer. So I mean, people come to your stream for your personality and your content as well. It's not just, and I mean, some people come and watch you play. Like, I don't watch Formal for example. I don't watch him because I think he's funny. I don't.
He's just disgusting.
He's just another level of Call of Duty. Like, and so he's not an entertainer. He's a player, and he proves that. And I respect that. He doesn't try to be someone he's not. That's the one thing about streaming you can't do, is you can't try to force something that you're not, that this is not you.
I agree.
So
I definitely agree. The last kind of piece of this that I wanted to touch on a little bit was on-demand content. What are your thoughts on, creating YouTube videos? So not necessarily your micro content that you're pulling from the clips, but is that something that you're looking to go into more? Where are you at with that right now?
So yeah, no, that's a good question. Because I've actually lately, that's been something really big that I've been like looking at, is a lot of people, you can't just get on YouTube and expect people to watch your videos.
Right.
Because YouTube already has a lot of creators and a lot of people that are well known in the community that are going to keep getting those people to watch them.
Yeah.
And so for someone that's just starting out as a streamer, YouTube and streaming are completely different.
Oh yeah.
Because a stream, you just pop it, you're live. Let's go, baby. You know, you got your stream going, you're ready to go. YouTube, you got to put at least 3 hours into a video if you want it to be good content. You know, and I mean, and sometimes less, but if you want to make a good video and want people to actually like enjoy watching it, then you have to put the time in. And that's something that some streamers don't want to do.
Yeah.
Is put that time in. Personally myself, I do want to start doing YouTube because I feel like I have the personality to do YouTube videos, and like, even if it's just vlogs and when I go places, or even if it's just, you know, unboxing videos or just like gameplay videos, you know, I do want to start getting into that. I feel like that can help your stream. But I will be honest with you. I've seen a lot of YouTubers like Nick Merckx, for example, when he first got into the YouTube scene, because he came from, you know, moving with Nick Merckx or Nade Shot, and Nade Shot, you know, tried to show him the ways. His YouTube did good, but he's definitely still did a lot better on the stream.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that, and it's fun to watch YouTube videos, and he's made some good ones. You know, I've watched Nick Merckx YouTube videos, and I've enjoyed them, but and then there's some I'm just like, you know, this could have been different, or I'd rather just watch this live on stream.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I see. Honestly, I think the biggest thing I need to start doing is maybe stream highlights. I feel like that can help on YouTube if you start to get a following on YouTube, or, you know, subscribers. Is that people see your stream highlights, and if they've never seen a stream, they at least see
that you are
a piece
streaming.
of right, that I do have, you know, good content and that I can post. So I'm definitely working my way into that. I've had some ideas, but I'm not 100% like committed to it yet. I got to find a way. I don't want to just jump into it. You know, I want to be ready to go and have ideas and scripts and videos ready to go before I just start, you know?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with everything you said. Obviously, I think there's a massive, I mean, there's definitely positives, I think, and negatives of each platform. Like, obviously with Twitch, it's super easy to just be like, you know, what's a good example here? Like, so with Twitch, anything could happen, you know, the randomness to that. I prefer to watch a Twitch stream for, you know, particular games or particular content creators, because I know that there's a chance that I'm going to watch something live and I'll be like, holy crap, I saw that live.
Right, that was great.
Typically events, I guess more high octane type players, things like that. And then on demand stuff I love also, because, you know, if I'm ever interested in catching up with, like, you know, what's happened in the most recent patch for League or whatever the game is, you know, I could just watch a video that explains the patch or whatever. And you know, the positive to on demand is that it literally lives forever until you take it down. And even if you do take it down, most people could find it anyway.
Right.
So there's definitely positives and negatives to each. You know, I think I like the stream highlights, although I think if done incorrectly, they tend to just seem like a cop out or just like forced content or whatever the case is. But there's a lot you could do with it. Even if you did, like, you know, you live stream. I mean, you see this all the time. The road to 100-0. Like, you could just do, you know, however many videos a day, like highlighting each, you know, day one. We won 12 matches today. You know, we're now 12-0, and it's like clips of that 12 matches or whatever. I mean, obviously there's a ton of opportunity. You don't necessarily need my input there, but, you know, I think both definitely have positives and negatives. And I think in my eyes, the perfect creator is somebody who could juggle all that. Or, I mean, if you're at a higher level, you're working with somebody to do that all in post for you.
Yeah.
But if you could distribute your live content and if it's all your live content, that's great. But if you could distribute your live content and produced content across Twitch or insert live stream platform here, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, if you could find a place on TikTok, that's where you want to be. And then for me, I add LinkedIn because I try to focus a little bit on LinkedIn, but like, not necessarily if you're a content creator, but if you could get across those 5 platforms at the bare minimum, you are going to have no issues, and you stay consistent with it. You'll have no issues growing long-term. So
100%.
Major focus of mine is just distribution.
Not everyone hops on Twitch and wants to watch Twitch streams. Some people get on YouTube instead. Yeah. You know, like people go on YouTube, and then if your video comes up, oh, cool, this guy's funny. Exactly. You know, like, yeah, this guy's fun to watch. I'm gonna watch more of his YouTube videos. And I feel like as a content creator, like, if you're good at making content, you can do both. Yeah. You just have to find a balance to it. You can't force content on YouTube. You can't. because it's
No.
not going to work. And no one will watch your videos, and then you'll just end up, not wanting to do YouTube anymore.
Yeah, because like if you're not, like you said, you can't force it. It's gonna feel forced, and then it's gonna look forced, and then you're gonna feel weird, and nothing. You're never gonna be comfortable posting whatever you do.
Right.
So that's why stream highlights tend to work for people who are more inept to not want to create what's the word? Native YouTube content. Stream highlights will work. That's just more for the gameplay though. But I mean, the thing is, as a content creator, I'm sure, I mean, I could attest to this. Not as a content creator, but I've been focusing a lot more on video of, these podcasts and just me in general. I've gotten a lot more comfortable looking at myself create a video or listening to myself on audio or whatever it is. So like, it's definitely something you can get comfortable with. Do you get good at it? If you're not good at it, I don't know. But over time you definitely become more comfortable with it.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing is that, and I feel like people try to just hop into YouTube and just throw videos out and just like try to pump, like they're like, oh yeah, I'm posting 5 days this week. And it's just like, it's going to be forced.
What about next week?
Right. It's going to be forced. Like you got to set times and and so that's what I've been doing, is like, the one thing that I've had issues with is finding a YouTuber to take advice from because I feel like a lot of people shy away from taking advice, and the biggest way to grow is taking advice because you can't get better at something if you don't, learn from your mistakes and find out what people like do well and what you do well. You have the trial and error, but you also have to be able to sit back and be like, cool, what do you do each week to post videos, and how do you come up with your content? Because if you don't do that, I feel like then you're just posting to post, and it's not going to be as effective as if you sit back, you find out what you need to do, you find out what you do best, and you find out what people like to watch you do. And I feel like that definitely would do a lot better.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Obviously you learn as you go with a lot of things, but it definitely doesn't hurt to be like, oh, I know this guy tried this last week, or he did this whole for a year and it didn't work for him. I mean, I guess there is that opportunity that like it didn't work for this guy, but it might work for you type thing. So there is that to think about. But I agree, learning from or taking advice from somebody who's failed or succeeded at something similar is definitely important to do. Yeah. So I agree with that.
So that's been my biggest thing before jumping into YouTube is talking to other YouTubers and be like, hey man, like, how did you come up with a skit for this? And not necessarily will I do skits or, but I definitely want to do vlogs. I want to be able to go out and like when I get out of my state that I'm in and going out and enjoying like another place and just like showing everybody the life that I'm living, because I feel like I'm very open about like how my life is. So I feel like that wouldn't be a bad thing. Like people would enjoy the content because I'm just myself. Like I don't try to be someone else for the camera.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel that. Cool. Well, I'm pretty sure I covered all my major topics for this. Obviously, we got pretty deep into Twitch streaming, content creation in general. So I think we covered all the bases. Well, maybe not all the bases, but a fair amount of them, at least for your point of view. Was there anything that we breezed over too quickly or that we didn't get to talk about that you would like to talk about?
Honestly, man, no, not really. I feel like we touched pretty well. The one thing I would like to say is that if you're a content creator and you are listening to this or you do watch this, I definitely suggest making sure that you take your time, like don't rush anything. I mean, sometimes, you do things because you just want it to happen. But my biggest advice is just be you. Don't force, stuff that isn't going to work for you because people do it all the time and it just doesn't look good on your brand, And I feel like one thing we didn't touch on was how building your brand is important.
Yes.
Because like me as a streamer, my first thing was, cool, you know what? I need a logo that represents what I do, my brand, So when I went out, I got a logo and I got stuff that people could reach out and represent my merchandise and stuff like that. Which shout out to Sector 6, and so and that I feel like that's important is that it's like having a business, I went to school for that. That's what I went to school for, is to build my own business. And so I feel like you have to look at it in a business like view. Like you have to look at it as like, cool, this is my business. This is what I represent. I want it to be represented well. Yeah. So I think if you can get the hand of like treating it like it's your business, then you'll definitely be a lot more successful in streaming.
I love that you tied it all back to it being a business. We literally touched on this like very, very quickly before we recorded. So, but I do love that because it is, like whether you are making, $3 a month in YouTube, Twitch, whatever it is, revenue,
Right.
or you're making
Yeah.
10,000 a month. Like,
Right.
it's a business. If you want it to grow, anything, if you want anything to grow, you should treat it as a business. And the only thing that feeds a business is like consistency or money. I mean, I guess there are other options, but if you're going to throw money into something, obviously it's going to help. And if you're going to throw consistent work ethic into something, it's going to help. Those are the two major things. If you don't have money, you have to be consistent and you have to put the effort in. So like, I agree with you wholeheartedly, put the effort in, do your thing, and build brand. I like that. And like you said before, be yourself. Like, I think, you're not going to, we're not in a world anymore where it's you fake it till you make it. You're going to fake it until you get caught, and then you're going to have a pretty crappy reputation.
And it's going to hit your brand hard, and then you're not representing your brand positive anymore. No one wants to, work with you. And because I mean, let's be honest, as a streamer, you want to work with brands, you want to work with people, because that's how you get your brand out there and you grow. But that would be my biggest like advice to anybody, is be yourself and then just grind, man. Cool. Don't look at the numbers at first. When you're a streamer, you don't want to look at your numbers, obviously your analytics to see where you can grow, but hide your viewers, man, because if you're sitting there consistently looking down, oh cool, I have 1 viewer, 2 viewers, like you're going to keep thinking about that. You're gonna be like, cool, no one's watching me, so I don't need to entertain. But that's the thing, is that people come in there and they see you being yourself and they're like, this guy's fun to watch.
And then you hit 12 viewers for the first time in your life, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And you're overthinking it.
Right.
Like, you just need to just pretend there's no one, or not nobody, but like a manageable amount, and just be entertaining.
Oh yeah. No, I'll never forget the first time, I was playing, I think it was Modern Warfare. Yeah, it was Modern Warfare Remastered. So when that game came out and it was IW in that game, I remember sitting back, and I'm streaming, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, I just hear a thing pop up, and Tupac, Thug Lord, the guy that the Call of Duty streamer, he hosted me with like 700 viewers, and I'm like, oh my God, like and it just hit me, and I like,
what do I do?
Freaked out, did this normal streamer reaction thing, like, dude, thank you so much. But like the whole time, I think that if I wouldn't have looked at the numbers the whole time, thinking like, there's 700 people in my stream, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, I just started freaking out and trying to force something like to be funny and cool, and it just didn't look good. And so obviously, if I would have went a different route with that, maybe I would have more viewers, on my stream now, and maybe people from Tupac stream would still be coming in my stream. But I feel like when I got hosted right there, it was a lesson learned. Like, don't keep looking at how many people in your stream, because then you're trying to force entertainment for those people, and they're like, cool, this guy's not entertaining. He's just trying to force something upon us to make us laugh, So and that's where it comes back to being yourself. Is just do what you love to do. Do what you think is funny, because at the end of the day, you have to live with your content. You have to live with what you believe in. And if you don't believe in it, then don't force it.
I agree. Agree. And then I think that's going to bring us to the final, arguably the most important portion of the episode. And that is the shameless plug portion. So if anybody wanted to reach out to you, catch up on your content, watch you live, whatever it is, where is the best place to do those things for you?
Ooh, I got two outlooks I would really like everyone to check out. That would be Twitter, Jeff Prefire, and Twitch, Jeff Prefire.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Yeah, if you're watching this live, or I mean, obviously, if you're watching this live, you know this. But if you're on YouTube, it is right next to his name will be his @ I'll probably put that in the description. And then if you're on audio only, that'll be in the show notes. But I think that is it. That'll be the end of this episode. Thank you so much for coming on, Jeff. This was a really good episode. I feel like we got we talked quite a bit about content and Twitch and streaming and all that. So I think there's a lot of value in this. So I'm pretty excited for this one to be posted. Obviously, it'll be a couple weeks, but I'm
excited myself, man. Thanks for having me on, dude. Yeah. I was pretty stoked about this. I've been counting up the numbers till the day, So I definitely like to get my info out there, and if I can help other people, then I'd be happy to.
Cool.
And so yeah, with that plug, if you have questions about streaming, or if you need any advice from me, just message me. I don't mind helping people and hitting people's streams, and yeah. Cool.
Yeah, definitely. If you're listening to this, take advantage of that. But having said all of that, that will be the end of this episode. Thank you all for listening this far, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, whatever it is on the platform that you're listening to, and we will catch you in the next one. Later.
Have a good one.